make a big difference in people's lives because we're able to protect them against someone trying to take something away from them. And these are already people who have very little to begin with.
I contacted the Hotline for Senior Citizens due to the fact that my mom had entered into a contract that she wasn't aware of what the circumstances were. They had her on a balloon payment that she definitely couldn't afford.
The legal problem that brought me to legal aid was that I wanted to divorce my abusive husband and have custody of my children. In the first custody hearing at court, my husband told me that he had a surprise for me. My husband had called immigration, and they came and detained me for several months. I think that no matter how bad the marital problems are, a husband should not call immigration to dispose of his wife.
My ex's parents called me, asked if they could see my son, if they could take him to the park and just spend a few hours with him in the evening. And I agreed to that. And then I waited and waited for them to show up because I said they were going to be back to my mother's house at a certain time to drop him off. And they never showed up. I kept calling them, kept trying to contact them. I couldn't get a hold of them until finally my ex's father called me and said, "I'm not returning your son, and we're already out of the state of Michigan."
The people that we represent, people who live in here in Western Michigan, are very interesting people. We represent people from a wide variety of racial, cultural, and ethnic backgrounds who all have one thing in common. They've got a legal problem. And we are able to interpret that legal problem and present it to the court in a way that a judge will understand and can be able to work with.
Legal aid fills the gap, particularly for those who don't have the economic monies to be able to put forward for an attorney. They've got a staff of attorneys that will look at your case, will advise you what to do for the law, and kind of give you an idea of our legal system and why it works and how it works, and more importantly, how it's going to work in your case.
I found the legal system difficult at first, but legal aid was really helpful. Legal aid helped me navigate the legal system. Raquel Olivo is the legal aid attorney assigned to my case.
If legal aid had not stepped in, she would have been not only lost her children, but would have been deported from the country because there were a lot of different organizations and problems, legal problems that occurred that had to be resolved.
I had been very sad when immigration detained me while I was going through a divorce with children in the middle, and I don't wish that on anyone.
Since there is something called a VAWA petition, Violence Against Women's Act, allows women who are victims of domestic violence to petition to get a visa.
Legal aid has helped me from the beginning and continues to help me throughout this entire process.
It's still a struggle because it's not over yet. She obviously she didn't gain custody of her children, and it's always a struggle for her to even see the children, but little by little we were able to do it. We're still working on it.
We can also give people advice. We can let them know what kind of legal rights they have and what's realistic to expect and what they can actually get. And it might mean protecting them or from keeping somebody from taking their children away from them, or it might be protecting them from someone taking their home away from them.
Oh, if it wasn't for that, I don't know what, I wouldn't have nothing. I really didn't know what I was signing myself. I was just signing.
So that's when I said, well, we need help. You know, you really have given your house away. And I contacted, like I said, the legal aid, and that's how we got in touch with Karen and, you know, whoever there, and they really helped her out because we really don't know what we would have done.
The problems that we have been presented with over time some of them are very complicated and some of them are amazingly simple. But whatever it is, we are able to put the time in that's required, whether it be long or short, and come up with a successful resolution for people. We make a big difference in people's lives.
I was very surprised that Sarah was able to take my case because it turned into something so complex and so confusing, where it was between the state of Wyoming and the state of Michigan. She immediately got on the phone, started contacting the state police, contacted my husband's lawyer, contacted even his parents, started making phone calls right in front of me instantly, and already the next day went to friend of the court and made an emergency custody hearing. I feel like what I received out of legal aid can compare to anyone who spends thousands of dollars on a lawyer, because what Sarah did for me was pretty amazing.
These legal aid attorneys that they have are top-notch. As a judge, I have made many a suggestion to go to legal aid and see if they can help you with your case, because they are the trained attorneys that can do it. If you qualify, they'll take your case.
If people will bring us the paperwork and tell us the story, we can figure it out. We do it every day.
I'm very appreciative of all the support I have received. Justice for Our Neighbors and Legal Aid have worked really hard to make me feel like I am worthy.
Oh yeah, if it hadn't been for them, I don't know what I just don't know.
My son is healthy and he's home with me, so he turns 3 this May.
Right now, she has her house back, and I really don't know what we would have done. That was our angel, you know. When they sent us to legal aid, that was, you know, yeah, she was our angel.
Now, I know a little something about the legal aid of Western Michigan, because before becoming a judge for 25 years, I practiced here in Kent County. And I had the honor of being allowed to have various cases for the legal aid folks, where I got to know them, their staffs, how they worked, and how, most importantly, how they served the public here in our county in Western Michigan.
Sometimes it's very demanding, but I can also tell you it's very rewarding and it's fun. I enjoy helping people, and I think that everyone who works at Legal Aid enjoys helping people, and that's why we're there.